was a triumph. I'm making a note here, huge success. It's hard to overstate my satisfaction. Aperture science. We do what we must because we can. For the good of all of us, except the ones who are dead. But there's no sense crying over every mistake. You just keep on trying till you run out of cake. And the science gets done and you make a neat gun for the people who are still alive.
Yellow. Before we get started today, I want to do some roulettes. Because I really should be leveling up Gunbreaker. Also, where's my... Which is the one that makes me not move arm's length? How about that there? And when I say do roulettes, I mean I'm going to do the ones that give me the Mog Tomes also. So let's do Alliance. Let's try Alliance first. Ah, shit, I'm already in here. Alright, time to suck at this, because I'm not... Where's food? Do I have food? Alright, cool. Well... I don't have everybody else's effects turned off? I need to fix that. Can't believe they made a prequel to the twinning. It's crazy. And I'd be able to finish off my burrito while we queued. do again? Oh yeah, increases damage. Let's go ahead and do that. I forget, am I supposed to take the tethers off of the people who have the tethers? It has been a while. Run to Frozen. Okay, it doesn't matter anymore. Okay, cool. Good to know. I really need to turn everybody's battle effects off. I can't see anything. Oh, hello. Yeah, I haven't had to use, like, any mitigation at all. I've never been in a position where I'm like, oh shit, I should stop taking damage. Oh. I now get the leitmotifs for the twinning better. It had been a while and I had forgotten. It was familiar, but I had forgotten the theme. Please don't come back as a zombie tonberry. A zomberry? Yes. Yep. Okay, we can't target the... Where are the other tanks? I want to stand with the other tanks. How do we have to kill these things? Wait. Okay, not kill it? There we go. It has been so long I forget literally all the mechanics. The rest of the gang seems to have things under control. I'm just gonna focus on killing big guy with other big guy. Oh, do we have to free people? Or not? No. Okay, I'm good. Like I said, I'll focus on killing the boss. Because everybody else seems to have mechanics underhand. In hand, not underhand. Oh. I did something wrong. I leveled up! Did someone res me? Is no one gonna res me? Thank you. Oh, okay. That makes sense. You're already soaking all the things? Okay, cool. Wait, no, don't stack. I thought we're not supposed to stack the stacks. The rest of the gang got those. I guess stacking the stacks is fine. I'll give it to the summoner, I guess, because our healer's gone already. Oh, I already have the Wind Up Onion Knight. That actually looks kind of cool. Both of those look cool. Oh, okay. Wait, Helm of Healing. No. It's too extra. Hat? That is a wonderful hat. I am going to greed that hat. And I'll greed this too. Alright, cool. Okay, so party show none. Okay, Moogle. Sure. I can hop on to chat also. Hello. Oh, let me move up a little bit. There we go. I'm still on Diabolos.
I'm already on.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I was like, I'll just do my roulettes and then I'll continue MSQ. I should level. I'm like, I should be leveling up Gunbreaker because I don't want to hit 90 as summoner and have nowhere else to go.
Yeah. It also gives you a potential chance of getting through the role quests, because that is the thing on that list. It is optional, but it's there.
Yeah, I should do that at some point. Okay, so first off, portraits. Hey, hang on. Nope, wrong thing. Save. Okay, so I did alliance raids, do normal raids. I still have to do frontline and stuff to get those armors. Nodding.
Which one will we get today?
I was debating going and doing the first Eden mission so I can also potentially get that, but...
This is one of the last ones, Breath of the Creator.
So if the other tank has tank stance on, should I not have tank stance on, or is that just...
In here's, it's probably fine to have tank stance off, because you don't want to be playing hot potato with aggro.
Alright,
I'll let
the other guy have it.
In some instances, specifically like really high-end content, both tanks will have to have tank stance because they'll need to like balance out enmity. But in most normal content, it should just be one tankable. There's always exceptions though. Just like every card game, every rule has an asterisk.
Did you see the Secret Lair misprint?
Yes. Careful of buttons. In on center. In on center.
Oh,
yeah.
center is in. Okay.
Add to the north.
Okay.
Spreads. Game. Who actually watched the video before we did a raid today?
Oh, I forgot to. Yeah, excuse me. I'm just gonna eat an egg in the middle of this fight.
I believe that's an Alex. Careful of the saws.
Oh, yeah. Yay! Okay. Do we want to do main scenario?
I mean, it's good if you're wanting Mog Tomes.
Uh,
At worst, you're getting like, what, a 4?
it's not that bad. It's not that long.
It's not as long as it used to be.
Okay, where was the stuff that I pulled that I wanted to? Yeah. I can't dye it, actually. It's not really that great.
What could possibly go wrong?
Hmm?
What could possibly go wrong?
With the main scenario?
Just in things in general.
So, have you been playing the new Magic set?
Not really. I've been kind of busy doing other things at the moment.
I haven't been sure what I feel about it. I think it's a cool set, but like it's not at the new Capenna third Innistrad block level for me of bad setness, but I don't think it's somewhere in the middle for me. Crimson Vow and Midnight Hunt really set the bar low though, so like
yeah. At the moment, I've been playing a lot of FF because I've been gearing up Summoner. Because like I already had like most of the raid gear for it. It was just like currency I didn't have or things of that nature that I would need to go farm up.
Oh yeah, doing MSQ gives me a chance to finally eat my burrito.
Cutscenes galore. Oh, and if you're wanting XP, this would be the one that you would want for XP. It's also been, I've been doing a lot of prepping for the raid group that I'm in, because we're going back into an ultimate. Trying to actually clear one for a change. Because at this point we have no more content for the rest of the expansion since we're done with the raid tier. That's right. I still can't believe how like different displays releases really work.
We skip over a big chunk of it, I'm assuming.
Oh, absolutely.
I know there's like a couple of places where it's like you go and you use this Magitech teleporter, and there's a part of me that's like, I feel like there wasn't a teleporter here before.
No, like the issue with the original is like it still had design principles from ARR, which obviously doesn't mean a whole lot to you, but like basically it meant a lot of mobs you would just skip over because there was no reason to fight them. There was no wall to like the next encounter. So like for that very first area where there's the guards and then there's the elevator used to be fully active all the time.
Oh.
So like a tank would pull like the first set of ads, a healer would like stun them, and then everyone would immediately use the elevator and just skip them because there's no reason to do that.
I see.
There were points where you had to do combat. Like, I think immediately afterward there was a set of ads that you had to do because one of them dropped like a key card or something. But like, that's how effectively the entire place used to run, was like, how much could you skip the game?
I'm just sad they cut out how very glib.
Yeah, that's not the trial.
No, that's the how very glib line's from here.
Oh, it is from here.
It's part of Van Veilstar's monologue.
Yeah, Gaius.
Yeah.
So the only thing you haven't completed at this point would be the Heavensward Alliance.
Yeah. Alright, time to eat my burrito.
Gotta wait for the Iron Giant.
I do love how just blatantly Star Wars this part is. Join me and together we shall rule the Empire.
Like I remember watching a couple of like 1.0 cutscenes, and like it's even worse. Like he's very much like Darth Vader in some of his like abilities. It's really funny.
Though I suppose like because like Final Fantasy always randomly not randomly, but even from the first Final Fantasy, it always goes like, suddenly everything is cyberpunk aliens now. And the original Final Fantasies were before Star Wars, right? Final Fantasy 1 came out before Star Wars?
I don't think so. Came out in '87. Star Wars Episode 4 came out in '77.
Oh, damn. I hadn't realized how old Star Wars was.
Yeah.
Like, I knew it's been around for a while, but for some reason I'm like, it's not pre-NES days. No way.
No, it's pretty old. Let me tell you.
Okay, yeah, so never mind. Final Fantasy has always been lit shift from copying D&D to copying Star Wars.
True. Now I get to hit him with the book this time.
Yeah.
Also difference, this guy had no mechanics originally.
It was just hit him.
Yeah, and, no, it wasn't hidden, it was just like, yeah, or, it was just, yeah, hitting him.
Just hit him until he dies.
Pretty much, like he did a couple of cleaves or whatever, but like, casts, no, never. He didn't do any of this. And that was the case with a lot of the bosses, like they just didn't have a whole lot of mechanics because it was like an intro 8-man. Elevator's not the same. The elevator actually used to work.
Oh.
Which means you would leave people behind most of the time. and then they would have to recall the elevator and then use the elevator again to actually go down, and then eventually try to catch up with the party. But by then, everything was already done. In other news, I've been thinking about doing more mentoring roulette, for no other reason than to do it.
You've already climbed the mountain.
Yeah, now it's to climb it again.
Do you get a second unicorn?
No, you don't. That's the problem. The game doesn't even track it at that point, I'm pretty sure.
Why don't you try and get, like... There's that achievement for doing, like, 1 billion guild leaves or something?
Oh, guild houses?
Yeah, guild... I forget. There was some... I was watching a guy
Or
who's...
guild. It could have been guild house. There's one for guild house, but there's probably one for...
I forget. There's one where it's like you can only do a certain number a day.
Yeah, that's
like,
labs.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
You get... Like, the way that you should just do that one is you should just wait for the counter to get up to 100 and then you do them all at the same day, because it doesn't take that long.
Yeah, but the final thing requires like 1 billion of them or something, right? Like, it's like an obscene number of them you have to do for the final level of the achievement.
Lab quest achievements. You have to do 500 of them. Oh, 5,000 of them if you're wanting the very last one. Which means you would have to cycle it 50 times.
Yeah, I just remember there was a channel talking who's like, there's a
Yeah,
channel
he's
where
trying
he's
to-
trying to get all the achievements in 14. And they're talking about how that
Right.
one's one of the egregious ones.
Well, it's egregious not just because it's 5,000 of them. It's 5,000 battle, it's 5,000 trade, it's 5,000 field. It's doing all the unique ones.
I remember like there was an article saying Yoshi P was open to adding an achievement into 14 for doing all the achievements. And it's like, dear God, no.
Like, as long as it doesn't reward anything, like if it's just like like here's the achievement for getting all achievements currently or whatever, or from like this.
Yeah,
patch.
that's the thing. Yeah, it has to be. It would have to be tiered by patch.
Yeah, because the thing is as soon as the next patch happens, you lose the achievement or something. It knows like, I would just do it by like expansion. So like
The same way
You
that
got
the same way the like MSQ achievements work.
yeah, or like they've kind of done this in the past with a number of things. So like for Shadowbringers, if you got all the triple triad cards outside of like the EX page from ARR through Shadowbringers, you got a mount. That's totally fine because it doesn't count anything.
What is that mount?
It's the triple triad card mount. Like, it literally looks like a big triple triad card.
Oh. Oh. I saw people with that and I always thought it was a magic carpet.
No, it's supposed to be a triple triad card. It's just very thick.
Very thick. It's one of those inserts Wizards includes with the commander decks.
Yeah, pretty much.
it's
Just very big and scaled.
It's your commander.
I am the commander now. Yes, thank you, Nero. Thank you for putting the fucking hammer into the ceiling again. He's so kind.
I do love that he came back and was like, yes, I heard that we are going to unlock the secrets of time travel. And it's like, no, I'm pretty sure they only said Sid did it, but okay.
Oh, yeah, that was the other thing I was gonna... I guess since we're gonna bring up that whole subject, the whole time travel thing is really weird, how they try to explain it away. Like...
Yeah, because I mentioned it on a different stream, too, about how, like...
Yeah, like, how does that even work?
Because
like,
they've used both times of time travel in this game.
It's technically consistent, but in a way that you probably wouldn't think about. It's string theory. That's effectively the way that they're writing it off. So instead of having like one timeline where you send somebody back and then you change the timeline and then the timeline goes out anew or whatever, it's no, actually what happened was the Graha that went to the first wasn't our Graha, he was still in the Crystal Tower. It was another timeline's like scenario that completely happened. They sent their Graha into our timelines instead.
Okay, because I was gonna say, like... Yeah, because, like, with Alexander, they make the Alexander time travel thing specifically, like, it is a fixed time loop. Like, you can't change the past. It's already happened.
Yeah. Like, and the only way you're supposed to know this happens, by the way, is they made, like, text stories, I think, in between Shadowbringers and Endwalker, where they explore a couple of, like, points in time to, like, get different people's, like, thoughts and to develop characters a little bit more. And they specifically show what happens after the Crystal Tower disappears from that particular timeline. Which, spoiler, they don't disappear. In fact, they go into a new astral age instead. With Midgard Somor reviving and, like, defending the people around the Crystal Tower.
That's neat. And but the Crystal Tower doesn't disappear? Or the Crystal Tower does?
The Crystal Tower does disappear, but, like, the Ironworks basically make a new town around where the Crystal Tower used to be.
That's neat.
Never explained in game because we never, like...
We're never gonna go to that timeline.
But it does happen, apparently.
Which is also interesting because it means that they found some... I mean, I guess the Crystal Tower is supposed to be absorbing sunlight or whatever. So it probably had a lot of power stored in it by that time to time travel with.
Well, the Crystal Tower was a relay node. It was supposed to use Dalamud. Dalamud was supposed to, like, absorb the aether of, like...
Of Bahamut.
Cosmos. Oh, of the Cosmos, too. There is celestial aether. And then it was supposed to send it down to the Crystal Tower.
Okay,
and then they would use that there.
I heard something saying that it also was solar power, and then when they invented Dalamud, it also became a Dalamud thing.
Yeah, it was probably, like, a little bit of both. But I would happily rush up on the solar power one.
I'm just curious because it is like, okay, they time traveled with Alexander and did not destroy the world. Despite the fact that we're explicitly told that's what's going to happen if you try and time travel with Alexander.
Yeah, and it's because, like, fun fact, it wasn't actually time travel, it was timeline hopping. If you ever watch Steins Gate, it's effectively that.
Nope. I instinctively went to hit escape.
Need to skip the cutscene.
No.
Scene cannot be skipped.
I suppose, like, the weird thing about the... Like, I appreciate the MSQ roulettes here so that, like, players who are going through the story don't have to, like, not do this dungeon. Or, like, have to spend, like, 400 hours trying to wait to do this dungeon. But it is funny when it's, like, when everyone in the party has done the dungeon.
Yeah.
Like...
Technically, there is a way to skip it. I'm not going to
It was
show
it was like a
or-
glitch, right? Because like you can
No,
get banned
no,
for
no, no.
doing it.
It's fully like it's fully intended because of like it's a failsafe in the case of like disconnects and stuff like that or a crash.
But I remember hearing someone say that you could get banned for it.
Yeah, that's why I'm not going to share.
Yeah.
Or do it, or do anything like that.
They didn't use Alexander, they designed it to look like Alexander. Okay, yeah, fair. But I mean, like, they also said they specifically researched Alexander and how Alexander did time travel.
Oh, yeah, the big tycoon.
Yeah.
It's an artificial Alexander with, like, Omega powers.
But yeah, I do love how Nero's like, we're gonna invent time travel together, and it's like, no, the original did not mention. I'm pretty sure, unless I missed it, Nero was not mentioned anywhere as having helped create time travel.
No, I think they just mentioned the Ironworks did it, just as like a collective.
Which, I mean, I guess Nero could have been part of the Ironworks in this alternate timeline.
Yeah, like it was probably hinted at, but like never explicit.
In the chamber of the Ultima weapon.
Thank you, ARR Sid voice.
Do we know that though, Nev? Like, I think he's only part of the. I don't even think he's part of the Ironworks officially in this timeline yet. Like, he is, but he's totally not on the payroll. He's just there. Yeah.
He's a consultor. He's mercenary unit.
Don't even think about God. They're too bloody useful. The interference is getting worse. I don't think the connection will last much.
Tell me, for whom do you fight?
He said the thing.
Apparently in.
Do you
Well,
believe in
again, I don't know if
Eorzea?
that's like an official position or if just him being him. Could be
Eorzea's
both.
unity is forged of falsehoods.
I think it during Omega it was said he was a
Jesse
consultant.
hired him.
Yeah.
No, Jesse specifically hired him.
But he was as a
It is
consultant
not but a
though.
cobweb of lies. To believe in
Like he
Eorzea
didn't hire
is
him
to
as a
believe
she didn't
in
hire him as a member of the Ironworks.
In
Yeah.
Eorzea, the beast tribes often summon gods to fight in their stead.
Well, then, and
Though your
afterwards, after he got
comrades
paid,
only
Nero
rarely
like
respond
buggered
in
off, did his
kind.
own.
Yeah. And then he came back.
Is it not? Are the 12 otherwise engaged? I was given to understand they were your protectors. If you truly believe them, your
Nero did
guardians,
work
why
on
do you not repeat the
other
trick
stuff
that
with Sid
served
in
you
the
so
alternate
well in
timeline.
Contino,
Right, that
and
makes
call
sense.
them
So.
down? They will answer. So long as you
Remember
guide
us.
them
Remember that we were once glib.
ether. Your gods are no different from those of the beasts. Icons, everyone. Except for
Oh.
this. And
I guess
you will
also
see
talking
how
about guys, they should
Eorzea's
also
faith is bleeding the
redefine
land
number of
dry.
Ascians still around. When I said 4 to 6,
Nor is
because
this
we don't
unknown
know.
to your masters.
It's all
Which
because of
prompts the
Gaius.
question, why do they cling to these false deities?
Because like at
What
during
prize
Stormblood, if
even
you don't
men of
remember, he has like
learning,
2 red
even the
masks
great
on his
Yeah.
belt.
to grovel
That's
at their
supposed to be the
feet?
clue that he dealt with 2 Ascians.
The answer?
But killing Ascians doesn't mean shit.
Yeah.
For the world.
He didn't-
Unless we,
He doesn't have white auracite or a crystal tower.
or maybe he did. We don't know. We can't confirm nor deny. So for all we know, there's. 2
He's
additional
living
Ascians.
as a scavenger in the wastes. I don't know, like.
But he also has people from Eorzea on his team.
That it's not like the knowledge of how to permakill an Ascian is common knowledge.
And that's the
It
issue.
took us an entire patch cycle to figure it out. Like,
With a single path is open
And
to
it killed someone for it.
Yeah, and someone died, yeah.
a path which leads to innovation and death. Only a man of power can rightly steer the course of civilization. And in this
That's always going to be the concern, is we don't know if two of them are, like, confirmed dead or not. The other issue is, during ARR, there's a cutscene where you see all 14 members of the Convocation in the Chrysalis. By that point, 3 of them, I think, are dead, supposedly, in the time. So there's a small continuity
None
error.
among you has the power to stop me.
Or, no, one of them is posing as a Litibus because they're in a black robe instead of a white robe. One of them is posing as Azim, which isn't an Ascian.
Yeah. That. I also do like how there's the tiny little bit of dialogue from Urianger you can get, where he is like, oh hey, maybe Azim is the progenitor of these sun gods that we keep hearing about. I'm like, okay, cool, because I thought I was crazy. For being like, hey, isn't that the name of the guy they worship in that one really long section of Stormblood?
And, like, the other issue is, and this mainly has to do with the fact that they probably, like, while they were developing Stormblood, they didn't remember the cutscene. During the events of the Isle of Ball, and you'll never know this because, again, I don't think you're ever going to Eureka. A particular Ascian fell into the live stream with the Isle of Ball.
Oh, is that the whole Baldessian thing?
Yes.
Okay.
That's what Eureka is you're going to...
It's solving that whole, like, what happened with the Isle of Baldessian shenanigans.
Yeah, the Isle of Ball and the Baldessian Arsenal. The issue with that is, unless you really like really old school MMO mechanics, specifically Final Fantasy XI mechanics, it is rough to play through, and it's a grind. But a particular Ascian apparently fell into the live stream because, spoiler alert, Vol had a primal on it. And that's why they dunk it. The primal being of Eureka was basically another creator god. It would allow you to create anything that you would put a specification into. Small problem with that is if you told it to make, like, say, a mother crystal, it would do it, but then would suck up the aether of the entire world to do it. So, probably not the best thing to have on hand. Yeah, they did nerf a lot of the mechanics in Eureka enough, but it's still not very fun, I'm afraid. Especially
Also,
once you get to the Sect Islands.
So for the Final Fantasy XI quest line, you played Final Fantasy XI, right?
No, I have not, but I have looked into it, and, like, mechanics, so I know of it, and I know some of its history.
I can skip the
But it's
cutscene.
Yeah, you can skip this cutscene. It's the end of the duty.
I was more like, who is the person we help out who got isekai'd from Final Fantasy XI? Are they supposed to be the player character, or are they supposed to be like an assistant of the player character?
I believe they were supposed to be just another NPC from that storyline. Let me double check that though.
Yeah, I'm like, is it supposed to be someone that I know? Because, like, the only person I know from Final Fantasy XI is Shantoto. That's it.
Well, oh, and spoiler alert, guess what the next Alliance series is for Dawn Trail?
11, right?
Yep, we're doing FF11 storyline. So, we're going to see more of that.
I wonder if it as a F11 as an alternate reality will become canon. Okay. I think I'm going to do the MSQ now.
Okay. I just looked it up. Iroha, who is the character from the quest line, is the main character from one of the expansions.
For 11?
So,
Okay.
or 11. So it is not like the player character, that is a different entity, but is the main driving force for one of the expansions.
Okay. Is, like, the master she's talking about us? Or is it... I don't know. Oh, no, us as in the player character?
Yes, the adventurer. So that's why they never specify who the master is.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Anyway...
Thanks.
Yeah, no worries. I'm gonna hop off here, and I'm gonna hop off chat and just do the MSQ.
Yep, enjoy.
Later. Okay. Okay. What's up, Graha? I've only visited Ishgard once before, after the devastation of the 8th Umbral Calamity. To see the place in all of its former... Forgive me, in all its original glory is a tantalizing prospect indeed. Oh yeah, because... Yeah, after. Soon we find him. This will be my first encounter with the famous Estinian. And if he's half the man Alphino claims, I fully expect to go weak at the knees. Perhaps do a bit of fainting while I'm at it. All present? Good. Let's split up and look for Estinian. Since we're relatively new to this place, Graha and I will look around the open spaces, the squares and markets and whatnot. You and Missing can delve into the nooks and crannies. Very well, let's reconvene at the airship landing later, with or without Estinian. Good luck. I think I shall begin at the Sky Steel Manufactory, so perhaps you could try the congregation? Lucia might have heard news of our friend's return. Good evening to you, Warrior of Light. Lord Amaric sent word that you would be attending the meeting in Alamigo, so I gather you've not come in search of him. Then to what do we owe the pleasure of your visit? Okay. I see. No, we're not aware of Sir Estinian return to Ishgard, but as I expect you to remember, he is wont to come and go as he pleases. Mayhap he came searching an audience with Lord Emmerich only to find him absent? In any event, I'm afraid I cannot help you. Perhaps one of your companions has fared better. Hey, Radovan and Sophie. Oh, can I... I can do the next quest. Not gonna do that right now, but I can. Good to know. Zerstinian's every bit as elusive as Urian J suggested.
No sign of him. Not that I've ever met him before, but the way Alphino goes on about him, I'm fairly sure I could pick him out in a crowd.
Speaking of which, it does seem awfully quiet. If the erstwhile Azure Dragoon had returned to Ishgard, would it not be a source of general excitement?
First the Scion's Coinkeeper, and now you. I'm beginning to think these meetings are more than mere coincidence. Not that I'm complaining. It's been too long.
Oh my god, is he gonna mistake her for Alphino?
Oh.
You look an ilm taller and twice as rugged. It suits you, Alphino.
Kick his ass. Kick his ass. Oh no. Oh no.
Though, have you been giving him lessons on how to be the strong, silent type?
Oh no. Oh.
I am not Alphino! If the two of you are such firm friends, perhaps you should remember what he looks like. And what do you mean, rugged? Ugh! Had my brother mentioned what an oaf you are, I'd never have bothered looking for you in the first place.
Estinian Wormblood, the Azure Dragoon. He who fought and felled the dread worm Nidhogg at the Warrior of Light's side. To think the day would come when I should see this living legend with my own eyes.
Would someone mind explaining what is going on?
Graha's asking me if I'm into open relationships, and I think I'm okay with it.
I heard Alize shouting. Estinian! It's been too long. No, it's quite understandable. That was hardly the first time we've been confused for one another. Nor, I suspect, will it be the last.
Well, I, for one, will not be making that mistake again. What I will say, for the second time today, is that you've grown. Inside and out. I can tell.
One can't remain a spoiled little lordling forever, you know.
And he has matured about a year's worth in the time that you've left.
At least someone's having a good time. You know, when we were growing up, Alphino would never befriend other boys because he couldn't stand the thought of not being in charge. But maybe that's changed. He seems just as happy around Estinian as he does Arenvald.
I think he learned how to talk with people rather than at them.
I wouldn't be so sure. He still loves nothing better than the sound of his own voice.
No rest for the righteous, eh? Speaking of which, I was just on my way to borrow an airship to take me to Azisla.
Azisla? How could I forget? The dragon with whom Bahamut shared the deepest of bonds.
Tiamat.
Aye, Tiamat, his mate. Even now she remains imprisoned on Azisla, though her remorse binds her faster than any shackle.
Which is why we should let her out of her shackles.
I see.
Like, if she just wants to be bound by remorse, that's fine.
Bahamut, You believe she may be able to shine some light on his latest incarnation?
Might I suggest that we make the journey to Azislar together? I'm not sure if Tataru mentioned this, but we Scions have an airship of our own now.
I see no reason why not. Assuming your sister can bear the thought of sharing a deck with me.
Be my guest. But confuse me with Alphino again, and I'll throw you overboard.
It's fine, he's a Dragoon, he doesn't take fall damage.
Ugh! I don't know who he thinks he is, but he's nothing like Alphino painted him to be.
I will admit, he is not exactly as I imagined him either. Based on what I had read of the man, I think I was expecting someone a little less blunt?
Not to complain, but I didn't expect to find myself here again quite so soon. This is the Delta Quadrant, where countless dragons yet lie imprisoned, the great Tiamat among them. Tiamat summoned Bahamut once before, she may have again, willfully or no. It's been quite some time since I last set foot in Azisla, but I understand the three of you were here rather more recently. I don't suppose you chanced to meet with Tiamat during your visit? Last not. We had no cause to set foot here in the Delta Quadrant, but I have studied the relevant records, which is not to say that I wouldn't appreciate a first-hand account of your dealings with her. Well then, visiting's the person to ask. As far as I know, he's the only one of us to have met Tiamat face-to-face. Even now, she remains a prisoner of the Alagan Empire. Ever since the end of the war with Maricidia, yes. To have been held captive for so long, I thought... I like to fly. I too have met with Tiamat. After the Dragon Song War came to a close, I came here to speak with her. A worm who had fought her own man. I came to speak with her, a worm who had fought her own war against man in another age. I wished to know if she yet harbored thoughts of vengeance, and she asked as much. She said no. My hatred for your kind was extinguished long ago. But the guilt she feels for resurrecting Bahamut burns on undimmed. It torments her, even now. I see. Then your original reason for coming here was out of concern that Tiamat had been forced to summon Bahamut. Nidhogg is a part of me. I feel his emotions as my own, and I know that he would not allow his sister to be made a tool of evil. In his absence, it falls to me to watch over her. It was the Ascians who taught Tiamat the secret of summoning, even as they supplied Alagans with the means to capture primals. So much suffering, all of it by design. Tiamat awaits, this way. This is one of the 7 great worms. Even confined, her presence is overwhelming. Resigned to her fate though she may be, I cannot help but feel that we may be able to help Tiamat, would that she only let us. I think that man is responsible for all of this and so much else that Dragonkind has suffered. My sire's mortal companion, what brings thee back to this forsaken place, child of man?
It's plain she knows naught of recent events. Perhaps you should enlighten her.
That my sins should be repeated. I sense not the faintest stirring. As to who could have called him forth, I know of none save the dragons of Mericidia, our children. The Icon claimed their souls when he first manifested, and robbed their will, they became tools of the Allagan's dark designs.
I've seen it with my own eyes. Captives of a lost empire, neither alive nor dead, existing only to preserve Bahamut's corporeal form.
Yeah, weren't we like gonna potentially kill them? The dragons of Mericidia are at the mercy of this Ascian. There could be no other explanation. Vile minions of darkness. Again, you would profane the memory of my beloved and strip our children of their freedom and their dignity? Are there no depths to which you will not stoop?
Your children's pain means nothing to them. They laugh at your kind suffering. But tears will not right this wrong, nor will lamentation see the perpetrators punished.
Have for me, Slayer of Dragons.
Behavior befitting a great worm. We came here to ask mighty Tiamat of the First Brood, consort of Bahamut, mother of the dragons of Mericidia, what she intends to do about the crimes committed against her children.
Were I free, I would answer thine insolence with fire, but words shall have to suffice. Recall, mortals, that it was I who first summoned my beloved, praying with all my all to bring him forth. You who contend with icons cannot well be ignorant of the consequence.
You too were exposed to his influence. That you are yet in possession of your own will is testament to the indomitable strength of your soul. But were you to meet with Bahamut again, you fear you might succumb.
Indeed. Ask the Dragon Slayer and he will tell of the power we of the First Brood do wield. Were I to lose myself to the Icon's influence, all would pay the price. But it's of little matter, for even if I had the strength to resist, I yet lack the strength to break my shackles. This prison shall be my tomb. We can cure you of the tempering thing. We figured out how to fix that.
On the matter of Bahamut's influence, at least, I believe we can be of some assistance. If you're afraid of being enthralled, don't be. We have a cure. And while we've never tried it on one such as you, its basic principles are universal.
I had not considered those. Like, I had not considered, oh yeah, why is Tiamat not tempered if she's the one who summoned Bahamut? Speakest thou in earnest?
There is no future for those bound to the past. That you committed a terrible sin, I do not dispute. But if you feel remorse, you may yet make amends. We offer you that chance. Take it, or you will forever remain a prisoner, not of these cruel shackles, but of your own guilt.
Chance to make amends and lay Bahamut's memory to rest. When our own star faced annihilation, Hydaelyn granted us sanctuary, and now your foes would bring about her destruction. This I cannot allow. For the debt I owe to Hydaelyn and to all who have suffered for my sins, I shall fight with you, child of man. I got so many dragon friends. It would seem she has some pride after all. Let's see if she's as good as her word. Oh, I meant to talk to everybody else first. I will. Well, Porxies have been shown to be effective in curing the tempered. Tiamat must be considered a special case. She's far, far larger and immeasurably more powerful than any subject treated thus far. Were we to remove her restraints only to find that the process has failed, we would be hard-pressed to contain her. Then, before going ahead, we should learn as much as we can about the exact nature of her condition. Do you suppose we can find that information here? Yes, we can. We can indeed. The Alagans kept detailed records of all their notable captives, and I know exactly where to look. We shall leave that to you, then. In the meantime, the rest of us can turn our thoughts to the removal of those shackles. You know Alphino and missing... I know Alphino missing here well enough, but not you. Are you certain you're ready to see this through? Rest assured, Sir Estinian, I am both ready and willing to give my all for the sake of this star. Though that is not my only reason for wanting to see Tiamat free. Well, dragons are just really cool, and I think the dragons should be around. While I do not claim to know all of her sorrows, I too once found myself in a prison of despair, and I well understand how hard it can be to dare to dream of escape. It took the encouragement of braver souls than I am to make the first step towards a brighter future, and now I would help Tiamat do the same. I gather you're not as young as you look. Mayhap when our work here is done, we could trade tales over a pot of Taru's famous tea? And be indebted to her for the leaves and hot water? I think not. I see. Returning swiftly to the task at hand, then. I believe the nodes governing Tiamat's restraints are located in the sector known as the flagship. Yes, we're familiar with it. The Etherochemical Research Facility in particular. Oh, you may wish to take this. A spirit vessel containing a small amount of my blood. Which you just happen to be carrying around with you. I suppose it can seem rather odd. To explain, Ramboros, Eorzea, and I are researching the use of spirit vessels and the transference not only of memories, but the traits of certain bloodlines, and so I keep one at the ready should an opportunity to test our theories arise. As for its use to you, you may recall that during our previous visit, the nodes here granted access to restricted functions, having identified me as being of royal blood. And armed with that spirit vessel, I posit that they will do the same for you, even in the absence of, well, the rest of me. It seems worth a try, at least. Agreed. We'll take good care of it. To the flagship, then. rather leave these login contraptions to you and Alphino. Let us split up and search the flagship for the node that controls Tiamat's restraints. But should you find a likely candidate, do not be tempted to make any adjustments. It would not do to accidentally release some manner of experimental monstrosity, nor less Tiamat herself in her current state. Our objective at this stage is simply to identify the relevant node or nodes. Once we have learned what we can, we should reconvene and compare notes prior to proceeding. Data link with Delta Quadrant broken. Possible cause intruder interference. Advise deployment of automated combat units. Proceed. Friction between metallic components detected. Temperature increasing to critical levels. Please replace damaged parts and retreat to a safe distance. Nodes or whatever it is you call them. Why do they quiver so? I realized this before, but on more than one occasion, but I never cease to be amazed by a login technology. Amazed and disturbed. I was gonna help him, but he already took care of it. Where's the next guy? Is that you? There we go. Warning, scheduled dragon restraint maintenance due in negative 2020 years. Failure to verify system integrity may result in unscheduled specimen release. Infernal things. One of them sent a swarm of mechanical vilekin to plague me. I must have angered it. I'm afraid Estinian and I have little to show for our efforts. Did you find anything? Chirping notice spontaneously warned me about neglecting the dragon restraints. Spontaneously, you say? Well, that does sound promising. Almost suspiciously so, in fact. But you were in possession of the spirit vessel. I dare say it's indeed the node of which Graha spoke. And it was chirping, you say? Very well, let's take a closer look. No, will not acknowledge my authority to issued instructions. Let the log and sully these godforsaken things apart. Do you wish to operate the dragon restraint mechanisms? You do not have the requisite access privileges. Operation of dragon restraint mechanisms may only be undertaken by the chief technologists and members of the royal family. Or those of the vessel full of royal blood, perhaps. New user detected, commencing biometric authentication. Authentication complete. Identified as member of royal family. Please state your name. Missing novice. You may operate the dragon restraint mechanisms when ready. Unable to disengage restraints of the specimen Tiamat. System update is required. System update? What do you suppose it's asking of us? I could hazard a guess. That's more than I can say, confounded bloody thing. User agitation detected. Initiating guidance program. In order to operate restraint mechanism, I require access to the central control system. However, I'm unable to establish a link to said system due to the obsolescence of my own software. This issue can be resolved by applying a system update using the correspondence terminal located within the flagship. Can this thing release the restraints or not? It can, but only once it's received the requisite system update, as far as I can tell. Till which time it's just floating there spewing nonsense. User dissatisfaction detected. Initiating placation protocols. I am here to help. Rest assured that I will be on hand to guide you through every step of the system update process. How gratifying, but I dare say we'll fare better with guidance than without it. I don't know what possessed the Alogans to surround themselves with these chattering orbs. The fact they remain that while their creators do not, the fact that they remain while their creators do not speaks volumes. Sid and his colleagues always make operating these Alogan devices seem so easy. You know, it is curious that like the Alogan Empire is completely gone now, and knowledge of all of their secrets is completely gone. When like as its law is in the air, and what we know of the calamity that got rid of the Alogan Empire is it was an earthquake. But, like, it wouldn't have affected them if they're on Az's Law. I don't know. Guiding the terminal, please. This way, please. Like, you'd think that all of the Alogans who were living on Az's Law at the time would have survived the calamity to rebuild. Yeah, but you'd think that there would be researchers in general. I mean, there's an entire section of this called the Habisphere where people lived. The terminal appears to be similar to the one we encountered when we first set foot here. Let's hope that it'll be equally helpful. Well, look at me, this is a task for you and Alphino. Plus, like, if the only people who survived the calamity were researchers, you would expect a log and knowledge to have survived a lot easier, because the people specifically who were in the place that wouldn't have gotten destroyed by the calamity were the people who were smarty pantses and knew all of the Alogan tech. According to the terminal, Central Control System is presently employing software version 5.6.135. I dare I ask which version you are employing? Software 42.002, of course. Errors detected in data management system. Estimated time required for update 5 years, 1 day. That's a rather longer than we were hoping. Aren't there any other operations? For instance, using this terminal to operate Tiamat's restraints instead? Proposed method is indeed an option. Please be warned, however, the procedure may have changed as a result of the system update, and my instructions may no longer be accurate. Can't imagine it'll change all that much. As long as we pay due attention to discrepancies, I dare say we should be able to muddle our way through. No bother trying to explain, just tell me if we made any progress. I would say so, yes. It does, however, require that I remain here to operate the terminal. I shall inform you via the link pearl once I'm ready to release the shackles. It might be best if you left the spirit vessel with me. I may yet have use for it. Rest assured, I'll be certain to return to Graha once this is over. Just a little more work and Tiamat will be free. Before we go any further, there is something I would know. When Tiamat and her kin fought against the Ilagan Empire, both sides were but dancing to the tune of Ascians. And it was the same in Ishgard, where they stoked the fires of conflict between man and dragon from the shadows. All the Ascians touch turns to ash, and thus you have made it your mission to fight them. But there have been times when you tried to reach out to them instead, to find common ground. So I must ask, what do you intend to do with Fandaniel? Will you try and reach out to him too? Enemy or no, I want to understand him. But did he not tell you that he was beyond reason? If he wishes to die, I say we oblige him. But perhaps that's the difference between you and me. You see the good in people, even if it be but the faintest glimmer. I only hope that you do not come to rue your benevolence. You think us unwise for viewing the world thus? Far from it. That has ever been your way, as I learned when we journeyed together with Iceheart. Yet the fact remains that there are some who view compassion as weakness to be exploited, and there may come a time when you extend the hand of friendship only to wish that you had dealt the killing blow. So save your mercy for those who deserve it. Well, we should get back to our task. I didn't read the last half of that by accident. Cannot deny the logic in Estinian's argument. Given all that's at stake, even the slightest lapse in judgment could be the undoing of us all. This Fandaniel truly is without reason or creed. He is no better than a rabid dog. Treat with him if you must, but be ready to do what is necessary. The spirit vessel proved useful after all. Excellent. I love that Porxies are plot relevant. They're not just random things the Numu have. If there's anything from the first that we should have brought back with us, Porxies are definitely the thing. Estinian told me all is well, but nothing more. Honestly, it's like getting blood out of a stone with him. I take it from Alphino's absence he's needed elsewhere? Well, that sounds rather frustrating, but you got there in the end. While you were off talking to nodes, Graha and I were learning as much as we could about Tiamat's condition. Our readings confirm that her ethereal balance leans strongly towards the umbral, as well as case with the kobolds. Therefore, all other things being equal, treatment should work. The difficulty lies in the sheer quantity of ether with which we must contend. Multiple applications of the treatment will inevitably be required if we are to reverse the effects of the tempering completely. Meaning I'll need all the ether I can get. Thank you in advance. Although the endeavor will ask much of us, we do have one reason to be optimistic. Namely that Tiamat shows no signs of fanatical devotion, suggesting a milder case of tempering than those suffered by the kobolds. Tiamat saw Bahamut as an equal rather than a god. Might that have made a difference? Now that you mention it, very well might. She would not have believed it necessary to defer to his will. But enough talk. It's time to put our theories to proof. Tell Alphino to disengage the restraints and the restraints' ethereal dampeners. I'm counting on you, Angelo. Those are very square-looking VFX. That's my phone, not the game. I made my phone ringtone the Link Pearl sound. Such warmth from the frost that shroudeth my soul doth begin to thaw. But what are these? Visions of days long forgotten, of war with men in a log. Wherefore do such baleful memories return to me now? Could it be the process of restoring her soul to its pre-temperate state is awakening her ancient memories? Or that the opposite is true? If so, by helping her recall her past, we may be able to speed her recovery. She trusts you. Speak to her, and ask her to tell you of times past. Do we want to remind her that she hates humans? Tell me of your war with the men of a log. Wicked, bloodthirsty creatures, not content with their own lands, they brought fire and death to Mericidia, our home. The tale began when Bahamut and I left our father's side. We took wing in search of a place to make our eyrie. Beyond the southern ocean, we discovered a lush and fertile land. It would come to be known as Mericidia by the children of men, though many years were to pass before they crossed the seas. Upon our arrival, we were welcomed by the peaceful people of the forest, kin to the trees, surrounded by nature's bounty. Bahamut and I had found a place to raise our young. Fascinating. That correlates with the writings of the Charlian scholar Ru Shah. She posited that man first settled on the southern continent towards the end of the Second Astral Era. Correctly, it would appear. If she were with us to hear the tale from Tiamat herself. Again, Angelo. When the first children of man arrived to our shores, no foot did they set in those places over which we held dominion. Such was their fear of dragonkind. And as they kept their distance, so did we let them be. Yet as the days went by, ship after ship appeared on the horizon, bearing ever more of their brethren, who divided the vast land amongst themselves. For a time they knew peace and prosperity, but as their numbers grew, their smaller share came to seem, and soon they began to covet the territory of their fellows. Ere long, man fought man. Blood was answered with blood, and none could see an end to the strife, until one day they came to us. Recognizing our wisdom, they entreated us to intercede in their conflicts. Bahamut agreed, and with him presiding over the affairs of men, the land knew peace once more. Alas, those golden days of harmony too were fated to end, for the men of Alog saw my beloved, and I, in my rage and sorrow, heeded the enamored words of the Asians. The men of Alog slew my beloved, and I, in my rage and sorrow, heeded the envenomed word of the Asians. The rest thou knowest only too well. Your tale doesn't have to end there. When you're free, we'll rid the world of the Asians together. and you and your beloved will have justice. Fine sentiments, but you're almost spent. I'll keep watch from above. If the treatment fails, run. Thanks for the vote of confidence. I swear when this is over. Keep going, Eorzea. The magic's working. Slowly but surely, the magic is working, aided no doubt by the memories you bade her share. I'm curious, since you mentioned that the dialogue changes. I kind of want to see. Not this one. Where was Alphino? Warning, releasing dragon restraints may result in specimen loss, damage to facilities, and incineration of staff. Cannot deny the logic of Asinian's argument, given all its at stake even this— okay, nope, the dialogue does not change. Nev lied to me. Nope. Oh, hi, Estinian. This is the higher ground? The girl is as stubborn as her brother, but now her ether must be all but spent, yet she'll not give up. Well, I knew this wasn't going to be easy. No patient could have prepared me for treating a great worm. We're close, I can feel it. And while I've only got a few more drops of ether left to give, with yours and Graha's, this will work. I believe I speak for the both of us when I say that you may take as much as you require. Careful, I might hold you to that. Here I go.
No. I'm almost there. is it, Angelo?
The icon's grip groweth weak.
Did it work?
We won't know for certain until the shackles are removed.
My kindred be saved in this manner?
Many have been subjected to the Allagan's dark arts, their flesh irrevocably altered. For such tortured souls, I fear there can be no salvation.
Shall fly together once more, wish you not. I shall grant you peace. Better to die than live as a tool of evil. You too would wish this. I know, and I shall do as I must. Time to do binding coils again!
When that time comes, you won't be alone. We'll stand by you.
Thou hast my gratitude, little one.
Alphino's ready. It's time. Do it. And let's hope the treatment worked as it should.
I'm happy we're freeing her. This is the one thing from Heaven's Word I was like, no! If you want to feel sad, but don't be locked up. Bahamut, my beloved. For vengeance and atonement I rise.
By the gods!
Urianger, your timing could not be better. Understood, we're on our way. It's Bahamut. He's been sighted over Pagalthan. He flies for the largest Amalta settlement in the region, at the head of a vast host, including dragons.
Did you hear all that, Alphino? You'd best rejoin your comrades. I'll make my own way. Our enemy awaits. Shall we?
He can just fly now. Oh, no, he's on top of her. be fine. Plenty of time to recover on the airship. Alright, now I kind of want to go and see if the dialogue changed, but I don't care. Well, I'm sure you're desperate to join Estinian and Tiamat in battle. It would be wiser to gather the full strength of the Scions first. The foe we face demands no less. With Lunar Bahamut bound for Pagalthon, Grahatia is determined to call upon the aid of your fellow Scions. I've already sent word to the others. We are to rendezvous in Ul'dah at the Hall of Flames. Let us collect Alphino and be on our way. If you're worried about me, don't be. I got some rest during the flight, and now I'm ready for anything. First the spat of abductions, and now an attack on the Amalja homeland. What did the Talafroi aim to achieve with all of this? As I'm sure you recall, Arnvald and Fordola were bound for Pagalthon. I pray that they have not yet come to any harm. By a happy coincidence, Kryle and I were in the process of concluding our inquiries when news reached us of Lunar Bahamut's return. There is much to discuss, but you'll have to wait. Of the foe we face, we know but little. Though time is of the essence, we must not stint in our preparations, lest our haste to fly to the aid of the Amalja cost us our best chance of victory. Now, I know some of you could do with a rest, but I'm sorry to say the Talafroi have other plans. Pagalthon is already under siege. Happily, the Immortal Flames arrived just in time to join the defensive effort, with Marshal Tarupin at their head. Well now, given the failure of peace negotiations, I was uncertain how the Sultanate would respond. It is good to hear that Ul'dah has not abandoned the Amalja. Abandoned them? Do we not profess to be their friends? Your Grace! Marshal Tarupin had made provisions for such an exigency and was ready to depart at a moment's notice. All that was required was the agreement of the Syndicate, each of whom voted in favor of intervention. Nor is Ul'dah alone in its resolve. The other Alliance nations have likewise dispatched their troops to Pagalthon. Even with our combined strength, we shall be sorely tested, for we face not only the might of an Imperial Legion, but Lunar Bahamut and his draconic horde besides. Tiamat's children. Fight as we may, victory is by no means assured, but not all of our omens are grim. Our forces report that despite their proximity to Lunar Bahamut, none of the Amalja show any signs of tempering. Strange, what primal would turn down a chance to claim new thralls? Unless it's incapable of doing so. Primals are not wont to serve a master, Ascian or otherwise. It may well be that Lunar Bahamut differs in some fundamental manner from those we have previously encountered. If that were true, anyone could fight him, and missing the others like him shouldn't have to shoulder the burden alone. Be that as it may, Lunar Bahamut remains an incalculably powerful foe, whom our soldiers will struggle to best through mere force of arms. With the aid of the Scions, however, I believe they will fare better, assuming, that is, that you are ready to take to the field. An airship awaits to bear you to the front. Pray set forth as soon as you're able. I, meanwhile, shall continue to coordinate our forces. Till next we meet, may the 12 bless and keep you. It was kind of us to speak with. It's kind of her to speak with us personally. You may be certain she has no shortage of other responsibilities. I, for one, am inclined to do as Her Grace requests. Lest we forget, our involved in Fordola are in Pagelthon on reconnaissance. The sooner we save the day, the better their chances. Indeed. To the airship, then. Lest thou wonder, I have attended to Thancred's ammunition and completed mine own preparations. I trust thou canst say the same of thine. Try as I might, I cannot fathom why the Telafroi would move to attack the Amalja. If Fandaniel's objective is the death and destruction, one of the city-states would surely have been a better target. Perhaps they have some other agenda, one encompassing the recent abductions, perhaps. Do you think that Estinian and Tiamat have already reached Pagelthon? But I should know better than to speculate on the whereabouts of the Azure Dragoon. Forgive me. It's not impossible that the Telafroi redirected some of the troops stationed at the tower to the front line. If so, this may all turn out to have been Arnvald's and Fordola's benefit. Given what we know, some, or perhaps even all of the Imperial soldiers may have been tempered. If we can subdue them, we should be able to do something about that. But they would still see us as enemies even then. That said, they wouldn't be deaf to reason, which is better than nothing. Telafroi have constructed buildings capable of tempering, and primals which are not. What secrets are they hiding? Oh, this dude's code is cool. Greetings, we've been expecting you. Say the word and we shall depart for Pagelthon at once. Pagelthon, now accessible. Okay, so Graha can fill any role. Let's remove the twins. Bring the boyfriend.
Our fates are not yet sealed. Our fates are not yet sealed.
I stand ever ready.
Yeah, Urianger and Thancred and my boyfriend. Or actually... Yeah, we'll do it this way. I'm assuming I have to bring Urianger for Thancred to be able to use his max DPS now. Ascian vermin, you shall torment my children no longer. Oh, hi there. Hello, friend. Up here! They're saying this way as if I should go up there, but that's clearly not the way I'm supposed to be going. Most impressive. Ah, damn. Okay, I understand the mechanic now. Okay, maybe I don't understand the mechanic now. Is there a shortcut? There are no shortcuts. Cool. There we go. Ah. Another victim of Van Daniel's schemes.
What took you so long? The Amount are in trouble. Let's split up.
Oh.
Together we shall overcome this.
Oh, Strammer's here.
Oh, no, you don't.
I'm surprised that Tiamat didn't just insta-kill them. Yeah. Oh. That's an login node up there.
Allow me. Keep your guard up.
Okay. You know, it'd be a lot more helpful if I just activated all 3 cannons at once. How kind of them to only use 2. These are very slow-moving missiles. I thought that was part of the game. I realized it was my alarm telling me, oh, hey, you have to get to work in 5 minutes. I've got a dungeon to wrap up. I thought it would take me less than a half hour. I did not intend to die so quickly to the... There we go. Oh, where? Oh, we go this way. Come on, out of the way, please. I have to go. Am I supposed to? Am I supposed to be flying, or is she guiding us there ourselves? Okay. Surely teleportation magic presented the safer alternative. Lunar Bahamut. There we go. Final fight. I need to clock into work, so like let's make this snappy. Let's go. Where's Tiamat? Is she fine? I don't want to have freed her only for her to die immediately. Oh, we stay still. We stay put. Okay.
Allow me.
Where do we? Oh shit. Alright, we're good, we're good, we're good. Actual Bahamut versus Lunar Bahamut, go! Oh, I need to move, I need to move. Okay, good to know. Come on. Fuck!
Allow me.
Okay, I'm gonna have to redo this dungeon. I gotta clock into work. Unfortunately. But I will see you guys later. Thank you for hanging out. Adios.